concept was to have a flat area extending out from the line of the ridge that would give someone standing on it the impression that they were suspended over the forest.
That was the basic idea of the deck. That I must have a cantilever, hell of a cantilever, that when you walk to the end, you feel like you're floating. And then we realized, well, we had to leave the trees. So let's build around the trees. And that's how the whole thing started. And then I went to Mark Francois and asked him what is the possibility of doing something like this at this point.
Marc Francois is recognized as one of Trinidad and Tobago's top civil engineers and was responsible for the structural design work on the project.
Robert is a very creative person. There's no confinement, he just wants to do, and he has all these ideas and visions. So that in itself was a bigger challenge than the mathematical calculations to find out what the stress is in here or there. So.
Working as his own contractor and using contacts made over his many years in the landscaping business, Thompson recruited a workforce of masons, carpenters, and general building labourers and set to work supervising the crew himself. To ensure the highest standards of workmanship, he sought out craftsmen skilled in stonework and woodwork, and even went as far as selecting and felling the trees himself for the timber used in the massive framing posts at the entrance. His vision of a place that would be in harmony with its natural surroundings led him to search for materials that would not only meet the practical demands of his platform over the forest, but be beautiful in their own right.
Well, this slate here is a beautiful slate. A lot of people, in fact, like this slate with the different colors more than the old slate. The slate on the bathroom is 200 years old.
As well as the bird and other animal life that can be observed from the deck, visitors may have access to the surrounding forest that extends down towards the untouched Paragon Beach. There are ferns, orchids, and giant forest trees like the cannonball tree with its fantastic, sweet-smelling blossoms. Narrow paths run along the banks of clear-flowing streams bordered by a profusion of wildflowers, and there is always the possibility of catching sight of an agouti, or even the shy and elusive brocket deer. Access to the beach itself is private, with the use of a beach chalet that is built entirely of local stone and hardwoods. Kayaking expeditions can be organized, with long stretches of deserted coast open to exploration.
I think it's going to, the idea is going to grow because we have a lot of sloping land with fantastic vistas like this, but there's nothing. And this concept is so unique, it will definitely catch on, I've recorded some fantastic species here. I've recorded toucans, this is a fantastic place for toucans. I've recorded at least 60 species of birds here, and I know I can get more if I did, a specific bird count. And you look down there with a telescope and you can see pelicans, a myriad variety of other species of seabirds. It's fantastic, fantastic. I'm all for it. And I say good luck to you, you're on your way.
I think it's very exciting. The views are fantastic. The atmosphere is wonderful. I think it's a lovely project. Robert has done a fantastic job, particularly with the use of stone, the materials, this big wooden post and that type of thing. I think, and the way the deck actually sets itself in the landscape is you know, I think it was a very visionary piece of work.
For Robert Thompson, the North Deck represents a special kind of satisfaction. It has to do with not only achieving an ambition that many thought could not be realized, but also with knowing he has opened the way with his platform over the forest for the enjoyment of one of Trinidad's most beautiful and accessible wild places.
I've always told the fellas working for me, I want this deck, not for 25 years or 30 years, I want it to be here 400 years, 500 years, when I die. It's just, this is what I wanted to do, and I've achieved it in the sense that I have done what I wanted to do in my life.